What's up, everyone? It's Wacka. Welcome you to a different video. I'm joined with my partner, Wisdom, if you want to say hi.
Hello.
And hopefully he's quieter. I turned his volume down like half. And
Uh,
um, what you're looking at is a logo that we never got to use. Again, I think I mentioned this in my draft recap video for SSSDL because this is what I'm using there. Because this league, which is 88 goals, did not take logos for this duo tour. So we're just gonna do it ourselves. And so yeah, we're the Queef Quills, I suppose. And we got a couple of games to watch. I guess first we'll kind of talk about our team, but I also think we will just talk about our team as we go.
So, do
So,
you want me to talk about the rules at all?
oh yeah, you can talk about the rules, sure.
So, the duos basically they gave us 32 teams, so 64 coaches, and they did it in 8 pools with 4 teams in each pool, and so we had to play 3 games in our pool
Yeah, and it
to
was
go
draft.
into
It was four
playoffs.
draft pools as well.
Yep, yep. That's really it. Basically, you got to go 3-0 or 2-1 to make playoffs.
Yeah, I did see that there was a team that went 2-1 and didn't make it, even though they had a positive differential. It was like it's kind of like an R division. I think we had a 3-0 and then 2-2-1s and a 0-3.
Yeah.
So that can happen. Sometimes you don't make playoffs. So unfortunately, um, yeah. Anyways, our first opponents are Fletch and Dunkasina, who are friends, I suppose, from
And
SSSDL.
familiar opponents,
So
yeah.
we are a bit familiar with how they play and how they draft. And unfortunately, they drafted Stall. So unfortunate. I guess they didn't bring all their Stall. They didn't bring
Yeah,
Hydraulic. They brought their two offensive mons, Chiyu and Palafin, and I guess they brought Ape, but I think their Ape was super bulky. They brought a Sticky Web Bombi, and they brought Corv and Claude.
Yeah, they
So
didn't bring Hydrapple or Clefable.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. I hope
Yep,
you
yep.
remember the rest of the other mons that like didn't come because I don't remember all of them.
I've got everything pulled up just in
Oh,
case.
cool. Okay. Well, so getting things started. Oh, let me turn off the sound. I'm gonna have to do that in all of our replays.
Ew, gross
Don't remind,
sound.
gotta remind me. I wish there was like a like a volume button on the replay, but whatever. Anyways, we're gonna lead with Weavile, not I'm. So our
Chimpao.
reason for leading with Weavile, and I guess we'll. Oh fuck! We should talk about our team first. Oh
We,
well.
we can talk about it. You got it pulled up, or I
Okay.
can talk about it.
Okay. So in this replay, we have Tusk, Zapdos, Iron Moth, Weavile, Iron Crown, and Araquanid. Our Terra Caps were Weavile and Iron Moth. We got like 28 points to play with for Terra Caps, and this league had things priced like very cheap. I think just so people could have like good teams. So I think Tusk was like 19. That's pretty typical. Zapdos was like 17, but Iron Moth was 12, and Weavile was I think 13. With Terra, I believe Weavile was still 13. Moth was 14. Crown was still about like 11, and I think Araquanid was 5. And the two mons we didn't bring in this matchup were Arboliva and Galarian Weezing, which were about like 8 points and like 3 or 4 points, I think, for both of those. So we got pretty decent value. There's a lot of stuff on that board, though, for really good value. Like the core that we're facing was 10 points, which
Yeah.
is crazy. But yeah, that's kind of about it. And I think going into our sets, our Tusk
I've
was
got it
like.
pulled up. Yeah,
Do you have the sets pulled up?
I do.
Okay,
So
you can talk about the
we
one.
we decided not to run 1 boot, not 2 boots, not 3 boots, but we ran 4 heavy duty boots. So Tusk has heavy duty boots. And we had Headlong, CC, Smackdown, and Stealth Rock.
So SmackDown was for Corviknight. We SmackDown and then we Headlong and it
Headlong,
dies.
yeah.
It goes bye bye.
Yeah, Adamant, obviously, max attack, fun. And then our Zapdos was pretty bulky. Wasn't fully invested in HP, but we were very bulky. But we were also fast. Discharge, Roost, U-turn, Hurricane with, obviously, the heavy-duty boots. And then our wonderful Chien Pao Weavile. We'll talk about the team names as they come out in the first game. Weavile is Choice Banded, Knockoff, Triple Axle, Brick Break, and Baton Pass. That was a Wacka special. And we were, yeah, max attack, but we were jolly. And then our Iron Moth was, I guess Chien Pao was Terra Ice, and then I guess we could see that too. Moth was Terra Water in this matchup with boots also. Morning Sun, Sledge Wave, Terra Blast Water, Fiery Dance, and we were Timid, Max Special Attack. And then I almost ruined the name, our Araquanid, Heavy Duty Boots, obviously Water Bubble, especially with the Chi-Yu, Liquidation, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Iron Defense, and we were Max HP and basically Max Spadef as well.
Yep.
And then
it was our Chi-Yu switch in, basically.
Yep. And then our Iron Crown, we try to get a little fancy, but you're going to see it kind of backfire, but it makes no sense. Air Balloon, Sub, Tachyon, Psychic Noise, Volt Switch, and then we're Timid Max Special Attack.
So basically what Crown does is it switches on Claude every time and it clicks a button.
Yep, for free.
It can't touch us. So, yeah. So getting into the match... we already kind of saw this, but we led with Chien Pao, our Weavile. Their Terra Captains were Chi-Yu and Hydrapple. They didn't bring Hydrapple, but their Chi-Yu is Terra Fire. So we were a bit scared of it, but I think we were more scared of Palafin than we were of Chi-Yu.
Yeah, I mean, we were worried about Specs, Terrifier, which is, kind of the idea of what we were thinking at this point. Yeah. But yeah, the Palafin was our biggest issue.
Yeah, so the fastest mon in the matchup was Weavile, so we were like, let's just lead it and see what happens. If they lead Corv, we can just baton pass into Zapdos, Moth, and go from there. But they led Ribombee. I guess we kind of figured they'd lead Ribombee. And I believe we just clicked Triple Axle. We knew they'd go Corv, but we're just gonna
we thought about going Protected Pads, but we just like the damage with Banded, and that's what we talked about. Because now we just have a dead Corv.
And we didn't get hit 3 times by Axel on the third one, so we still have some health. And we always go to Zapdos on this.
That told us that it was Banded, if I remember correctly.
Yep. We know that they're banded. We know that Claude
a double Rocky helmet.
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of stuff on them, and basically only our Weavile and our Zapdos are chipped. So we're gonna substitute in Tachyon Cutter. I thought for some reason
pretty sure they were Sash.
They were definitely Sash, but I'm not really sure why they stayed in because Tachyon works around Sash anyways. I guess
they clicked webs
first,
right? Or
I guess they
not.
wouldn't have wanted to go hard anything there, so maybe not.
I would have gone 8, but we talked about worried about them going into 8. But
so they're gonna Jet Punch. It pops our balloon behind Sub, which is something we didn't really think would happen.
It didn't matter. We clicked Volt Switch anyways, but
Liquidation doesn't do a lot to Annihilate, which means that they're...
It was like max bulk, right?
Yeah, they were pretty damn near max defense. So we go hard Zapdos, because I don't believe they can kill us with anything unless they have Rock Slide or Stone Edge. Rage Fist doesn't KO, and we're faster, and we kill them with Hurricane. They're gonna taunt us though, which is I think that was best case scenario for the time. And we had a feeling that they just go hard Claude on a U-turn or a Hurricane anyways. So we figured this was our opportunity. Either Weavile dies or we get a free massive hit off with Weavile, probably knockoff.
And we just want to get a free knock, which is actually good.
Knock didn't really do that much to Claude, and we know Claude is max defense as well. Actually, we reserve Weavile again because Tusk is pretty free here as well. They go into Ape on our Headlong Rush. We did crit them, but crit didn't matter.
Yeah, because we always 2-hit KO.
Yeah, they thought that we might have been Jolly for them. I don't really know what Jolly was meant to outspeed.
Let me look real quick. I can see. I think they
Or,
were worried about us outs.
like,
I guess
I'm not sure why they would think that we're Jolly. Maybe if we thought we were scared of, like,
like
monsters.
with max speed, Jolly outspeeds an adamant Palafin. I guess I don't. That'd be about it. And Chiyu
Yeah, I
if it was
guess
modded.
so. I guess it would be, like, smart of us to maybe bring Jolly, but no, we were just adamant. And we had long rush. Was this a game? Did we go soft stand?
No, we went boots.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Yeah, so we had long.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they were wondering they had webs up and like nothing was getting touched.
Yeah.
Of course, Zapdos they can't ever tell because they don't have rocks up.
Mm-hmm.
And we always go Araquanid here.
Yeah, and we find out that they're specs. They're gonna go
Shocker.
Clodsire on a liquidation. They end up being water absorbed, so I'm not really sure why they didn't go into it the first time. I guess they thought like, oh, we're like a free Rage Fist boost, but like if we were like Spec Surf or like Banded even, like I feel like we did so much damage to Ape. But that's just our opinion, but you know. We go back in the Tusk though, and we eat the Toxic, but we do get a free. Oh, we didn't actually click Headlong there. We actually just get up rocks so we can chip
That's
down
right.
Shiyu
And then we dodge a counter because you're
Palafin.
notorious for that.
I am very notorious for somehow dodging counter and like endure strats for some reason. Like it's not even like intentional. I just like happen to like be like, I can just like roost up or something here. But yeah.
Let's see, who all have they seen? They've seen Great Clips. They've seen Chien
Oh, yeah,
Pao. They've
so-
seen Too Zesty.
Yeah,
They
so
sing
we have
Cutie
Great
Pider.
Clips and Cutie Cuts. Now, some of you might not know what Cutie Cuts is, but it is like a... I don't know if it's a chain or if it's just like one haircut place for like kids where I live. And all the kids that I work with get their haircuts from Cutie Cuts. So I was like, you know what? Talk Cutter, Cutie Cuts. I like that nickname. And then we got
Yeah.
Great Clips for Great Tusk, obviously.
And then we have ours Too Zesty.
Too
'cause
Zesty.
Zapdos.
I forgot where we went with Zesty.
Just, I don't know. It was Zap. I don't know. Because Zapdos is kind of just a zesty kind
Maybe.
of bird. A zesty bird.
They have not seen our moth. Qian Pao is just Qian Pao with the
Yeah.
W.
With a choice band and triple axle, you know. And then Pewdie Potter.
Beauty Pie. They have
they
not
don't-
seen our moth.
Yeah, I have not seen Moth, which is my favorite.
Yeah, of course it is. Their Clodsire is gonna go down here. Chiyu's gonna come in, eat the rocks, and I think we just let Tusk die. And then Araquanid comes in and pretty much like, we rest because now we can switch in on Chiyu again if we have to. Wave Crash does a lot of damage.
Voice banded.
But if we get liquidation, doesn't KO them yet. But we actually sat Crown here because there's no reason to keep Crown alive.
It
Crown-
actually gets rid of the
so we get
Palafin
rid
because
of
the HP.
Palafin. And because we're boots and they're chipped with Chiyu, our Brittany Sears is gonna tear water and wash them. Brittany Sears washed them, but it's okay.
Yeah. You're
Um,
toxic. I'm slipping
So yeah, we
under.
do. So we do get the first win here. We didn't get to show like too much of our stuff, but we showed most of our mons at least sort of did something. Not Zapdos. Zapdos clicked U-turn and did nothing the rest of the game, but that's okay. Because it'll be even less in the next game that we bring it to. But yeah, so GG's to Fletch and Dunk. They unfortunately did not make playoffs.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers. So our next game though is against Kiwi and I think DB 430785.
Yeah. It's some numbers. It's Kiwi and DB.
If you put random fucking numbers in your name that isn't like, I don't know, like anything past 2 numbers just doesn't make sense to me. Like if your name is just a bunch of numbers, I don't care. I'm just gonna call you a bunch of random numbers. So anyways,
This team terrified us.
yeah, this was actually I don't think this was our bad matchup. Our bad matchup was our 3rd game.
Yeah, for sure.
I think this was our best matchup. I think.
It was still scary just because Supreme Overlord
was-
Gambit.
yeah, it was still very
and this
scary.
is another double unaware team that
Yep.
we had to face.
Yeah, that was
the
not
only...
something I think I mentioned before, but we faced Claude. There was no Clef, fortunately. But we had to face 2 Claude sires, 2 of, I think, the 3 that were drafted. back to back, and of course we had fucking Iron Moth. So like, what the fuck is Moth doing? But yeah, they were, I think, Terra, King Gambit.
Yep,
Terra
and
Skeledirge.
Skeledirge. Yep.
We brought, you know what, you talk about our team. What did we
Okay.
bring?
Well, we brought our Koba Berry Great Tusk, Adamant again, Earthquake CC, Smackdown again, and then Rapid Spin. We did not run Headlong this time because we did not want to get revenge with like priority after. Zapdos had some more boots again.
I think we mostly ran Earthquake because we didn't want to get static parried.
Yeah, that too.
And CC did more to most things anyway.
And then obviously offensive Zapdos was an issue, so that's why we ran Koba. And then Zapdos, our own Zapdos, is pretty offensive, but we've got a good bit of bulk still in, so it's a little bit mixed.
I forgot what our Zapdos was for.
It just
I think
buttons.
we just kind of bring it as like
it beats their Zapdos even if it's defensive, and it does a good bit of damage to like an AV Prim. I know we talked about that because I mean we're 216 modded.
It is our like we switch in on Prim once and we can preserve Araquanid for Dirge specifically.
Yeah, so we had Hurricane, Roost, U-Turn, and T-Bolt. And then our Chien-Pao Weavile is protected pad, so we don't get static parrot at all. Triple Axle, Poison Jab, Knockoff, Ishar. We are Terra Poison. Then we bring our G-Weezing, which we will not reveal its name because it's its debut. And we got Rocky Helmet, Willow, Toxic, Strange Steam, Pain Split. And we're pretty much, you know, I mean, we've got a little bit of offense and a little bit of speed, but hardly any. But we're basically bold, max HP. And then our Brittany Sears is Terra Ground, Expert Belt. Fire Blast, Morning Sun, Sledge Wave, Terra Blast Ground. And we're Timid, Max Special Attack. And then PewDiePie is bringing the Choice Band. So it went from Weavile into our Araquanid. And Liquidation, Body Slam, Leech Life, and we still brought Webs, and we are our Max Adamant.
Yeah.
With Max HP, too.
And I think we had like a joke that we were going to run where we just lead our Choice Band mon like we did in the first game. Unfortunately, though, we didn't actually lead Araquanid. So I think our thought process was we thought they wouldn't lead King Gambit. They could potentially lead like Prim. They could potentially lead like Moon. I think Moon was like our worst case scenario because we didn't want to go hard Weezing on like a U-turn.
Yeah.
So we led with what were you saying?
Their two members they did not bring was the Hisuian Lilligant and then the Cryogonal.
Oh yeah.
Because we were worried about Hisuian Lilligant.
We were a bit worried about Lilligant because Lilligant, even though we have fucking Weezing, like if they were like Hustle, Axel does like a lot of damage. So
they gotta hit those though.
They do have to hit them, but it's us, so of course.
That's true.
We never talked about how we just combined our names into Whackdom, by the way. There's like there's so much going on. We got
there's the twins, exactly. this is the two different quills, and then us combined is basically an overquill. And that was kind of the trend with everybody we kind of know too. Like I think like Jaden and Chick did like what Chickfin, Sam Key and IDF K Ryan did ID Fort Key. I think like Log and Abasha did like Log.
Yeah, it was Log Bashta 12.
Yeah, Log Bashta 12. And I don't know. Duncan Fletch just did some weird name.
Yeah, they did Shell City Smashers or something.
Oh, well, they should have just rebranded like we did.
Yeah, we could have just been Queef Quills on.
Nah, I whacked them. It just fits.
Whacked them better.
We were almost WW no ice stream.
Anyways, we let our Iron Moth. Oh my god. I clicked mute. Okay.
That's okay.
We get the Iron Moth Roaring Moon jump scare. So yeah, they led with Roaring Goon. I love that nickname, by the way. Oh yeah, did they Wheatley love you? Yeah. Anyways, we're getting off track because we have autism. Anyway,
we love names.
We see here that they lead into us, but I thought either they wouldn't stay in, or they're just gonna U-turn out because they might be scared of like Scarf D Gleam or something, and we're Terra Ground, so they actually cannot KO us with anything. So we just stay in, and they U-turn, which kind of stinks because I guess we could have preserved some HP. We're gonna sludge wave on the Claude coming in.
It was like the worst case scenario for us.
Yeah, but we also were like, we're Terra Ground. We can just like Terra Blast here. And then I think we thought that Zapdos would switch in, so we Fire Blasted. They just stayed in.
Yeah.
They sacked their Clodsire.
Yeah, I was like, Terra Blast. We got a little heated at this point together.
Yeah, and we switched into our Weavile. I think we knew that they'd recover again or switch.
Yep.
So yeah, we do get Weavile in at least, and we get a big knockoff. We knock off their Kedia Berry, which is a poison.
Which they thought we'd
so
Terra Poison
They
Jab.
were definitely prepared for Terra Poison, or even just Poison Jab Weavile. I think they were very defensive for Weavile as well.
Yes.
So we go into Araquanid here on the Moonblast. That was kind of a lot, but it's whatever. They're going to switch into their Zapdos as Liquidation. We OHKO them because we're Choice Band. And they're very...
Yeah, it was offensive, yeah.
They were, I think, Life Orb offensive Zapdos, because Zapdos was really insane to our team. Actually, all of the fucking birds we faced were kind of insane into us. We were a bit scared. We'll face another one in our next game. So they're going to go into Roaring Moon again. And I believe we know that they kind of have to go for Knock. They knock off our helmet. We know that they're pads. And they're going to U-turn into Skeleturge, surprisingly, as we Pain Split. And then we get off a Toxic. I feel like we're just not very scared of Moon because they're pads and Acro's not going to do lots of Tusk. So Tusk is always pretty safe and Weavile's faster. So I feel like Weezing was kind of like, you know what, we can take some chip here and get off a Toxic. And then we go back into Araquanid because Araquanid's pretty safe. They do crit us, unfortunately. And for some reason, they're Flamethrower, not Torch Song.
And then they slack off. But I guess they forgot the power of PewDiePie.
We spent a lot of time on this turn, didn't we? Because we were like, if they Torch Song into Shadow Ball, they could kill us.
Yep. But
we just fucking did it anyway.
And then it just died.
And then we killed them. And then we sacked Araquanid there, but they just U-turned.
Yeah, we figured they might U-turn and then we could just hit something big.
And then we're gonna let Araquanid go down because Araquanid could really only come in on Claude at that point. I think Weavile is just better at this point in the game. So we get in our Tusk. We do kill them with Earthquake. I remember calculating that one too because I think it was.
Oh yeah, and we know that their Claude is not Water Absorber. They would have already brought it in like the previous game. And then that's a dead Roaring Goon.
They do click Outrage though, which I think was very interesting. Yeah, so now they go into King Gambit. They Terra Fairy. They eat the Earthquake. It does kind of a lot because I think they were running some speed for probably Weezing.
And then this turn took a while too.
This turn took a while because
I figured out that the sucker, it dies right here, but if we switch out, we will actually live, which is what we do. Yeah, and so there's the sucker. And we just sack off our Moth.
Moth is pointless. Then we go back into Tusk. We EQ because they could not KO us with Sucker in this scenario. They would have had to SD as we switched in Moth. And if they SD'd again, we just kind of lost, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think our Weezing was... our Weezing was fast, wasn't it?
It had 68.
We would have been able to outspeed and click Wisp.
Let's see.
I don't think we ever lost.
We calc to like outspeed like a no speed Skeleturge, so it would have been like a no speed Gambit, but I think this Gambit was fully offensive, so it was fast.
I don't think it was. I think they were like 160 HP, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that might be right.
That sounds familiar. But yeah, we just let Tusk die. Now Weavile can come in and Ice Shard is a guaranteed KO. And we're faster, and then Clodsire comes in. We can just Axle, which will kill them. We land all our Axles. Weavile's just gonna go. And yeah, our Zapdos did even less in this game than it did in the last game.
Oh, did you like our Ba'awa'a?
Oh yeah, our Ba'awa'a debut. So yeah, so we are 2-0 plus 7. Which means we were guaranteed playoffs because for our last game, they could win, and either they also beat Fletch and Dunk, or if Fletch and Dunk like 6-0 these guys, then these guys get knocked out of playoffs. So us winning or losing like did not matter.
I want to know how they got that custom sprite in SD, because I don't understand.
Must have try-harded some tournament.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
They do the avatar giveaways all the time for.
I was saying,
you have to win something though.
Well, and they did like some weird mod chat stuff too. Like we watched them play the Kiwi and DB, and we noticed that they like to put timer on people, and this is a duo tournament, which is really interesting.
Yeah, I will say our mistake was maybe not communicating that we might have wanted timer off.
Yeah.
I'm not showing the side, unfortunately, but if you saw the side, you'd see we were low on timer. So spoiler alert, we're probably gonna play very bad. However, we do get our last debut with our Balava. I will not reveal the nickname for reasons, also because I don't remember what its nickname was. Oh, I do remember, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was our first no Zapdos game.
Yeah, we did not bring Zapdos. We figured Bundle would just be faster, Meow would just axle us. I do actually think we should have probably just brought Zapdos here, but
hindsight 2020.
But I don't know who we replaced.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing, especially with the sets that we have, and let's talk about it. So we decided to run Cobra Berry Tusk back. Let's see how that works out this time, because we didn't use it in week 2, or the second game.
Yeah, and this time, instead of being for Zapdos and Roaring Moon, it was for Moltres, because Moltres absolutely fucked us in prep.
Yep, and so we had Jolly, and then Max Attack, Rapid Spin, Stone Edge, Headlong, and Stealth Rock. Then our Chien Pao Weavile, we brought the Banded back, Triple Axle, Knock, Ice Shard, and Low Kick. And we are Jolly with Max Attack. And then our Ba'ua Wa'a. I'm doing them out of order. I apologize. We actually went
I put them in point order.
Terrain Extender, Misty Surge, Pain Split, Toxic, Fire Blast, Memento.
Yeah, so basically our plan with Weezing was we can get up terrain and then not have to worry about clicking buttons into Moltres.
Like if they had like Calm Mind, like Bolt, which I guess we need to talk about. They're Terra Raging Bolt and Terra Moltres, which is kind of terrifying. But so we decided to have the Mementos so that way they couldn't like start setting up like crazy, and then we could just bring like Weavile in and click buttons or something else. Yep. And so we're like mixed defensive but max HP. And then we got our Brittany Sears, Power Herb for our Moth, Agility, Meteor Beam, Fiery Dance, Sludge Wave, and we are Terra Poison. Oh, I guess Weavile should have said it's Terra Dark.
Yeah, and the reason we went Poison was I think there was other Terras that could have been better, but I think Poison is our best chance of winning.
Yeah, and they didn't bring an Alcremie, and they didn't bring Iron Treads because they were just terrified of Great Tusk.
Yeah, I think I was surprised they didn't bring Treads, but you know what? No Steel type better.
Yeah, but I was about to say, they just brought Rotom instead for our Great Tusk. And then Crown, our Cutie Cuts is here with AV, Tachyon, Future Sight, Volt Switch, and Focus Blast. And then we're invested a little bit, like 160 in special attack, but we've got a good bit of HP, and then we're still pretty fast. Yep. And then our Balava, with the name not being released until it comes out. We have Light Clay, Light Screen, Reflect, Memento on this as well, which I told Wack I did not like because I think that this would have just kind of went ham, even if there's a Moltres on their team. And Giga Drain. I just feel like clicking Memento into this mon is like almost like sacrilegious. It's like almost crime.
It was just our idea was to get up screens and then make Iron Moth win because our matchup is god awful. So we just had to do what we could to win potentially.
Yep, very true.
So we actually lead with Weezing into their bundle. I definitely think we should have seen that coming because I think Bundle's a really safe lead. If we led with Weavile into Meow, then they would have had to switch into Bundle anyway, so I think Bundle is always safer than Meow.
I mean, they say that, but then we just click low kick, which is probably what we should have done.
Well, the low kick doesn't do anything to Bundle, so.
Oh, true.
Because it's light. We get up our Misty Terrain. They miss Hydro Pump, but we actually thought that they'd flip turn. We thought that they'd flip turn on our like obvious AV Crown, and I thought they'd go into like Mesprit, seeing that we stayed in. So we were like, oh, we'll just click Toxic because they're levitating. Because Misty Terrain only affects grounded mons, we could Toxic all these flying fuckers. But they just stayed in Miss Hydro. So we're going to go into Crown. They miss Hydro again, which is unfortunate.
That's our new turn one.
That's what happens when you run timer. As we lost 60 seconds on turn 1. We do get off our Future Sight and we hard switch into Weavile because they are Terra Ground on Raging Bolt. Terra Blast does so much damage to us, and for some reason they didn't Thunderclap, so I'm not sure if they had Thunderclap or if they just didn't want to
reveal it. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I feel like they should have, but they went Mesprit on the Ice Shard, and they ate the Future Sight. I'm actually kind of surprised they went fucking Mesprit on that thing, because I think we considered clicking Knockoff on that turn.
Yes, we did. We were just worried about Thunderclap, and that's why we chose Shard.
Just to get some chip on Bolt. Because basically, because it was ground, it was the only thing in the way of, I think, Iron Moth winning. So yeah, they're going to go back in the Bolt. They're going to Terra Blast, which doesn't do like a whole lot. But we're going to see that they're like very Assault Vest. And they're going to Volt. We do end up living. Meowth Scrata's going to come in though, and it's going to stay in. Click Knockoff into Bottle of Water. And they're going to knock off our Train Extender. I don't think we calced, though, because I don't think we noticed that they were Choice Banned.
Yep. Which is, that's obvious now.
It was just because we were on timer, and we just didn't have fucking time.
Yeah, I tried to calc stuff as fast as we could while we were discussing, like, options, but we just had no time.
Because I think we were more worried about, like, what are they going to do now, because they're not going to stay in. So I forgot what we did, and obviously they ate the Future Sight.
Yeah, because they knocked off.
But we do Memento. I'm actually not sure why we hard Memento there.
Yeah, knowing that the Meow was going to switch.
I guess because they would have Mementoed and then we get a turn with Weavile. So yeah, we're
which is what we do.
And they're going to go hard Bundle, which sucks because we clicked Axel. We really could have maybe just click Knockoff there. Yep. But you know what? We didn't have to win this. They do click Sub, which really sucks, and they're going to Freeze Dry. Now we're going to go into Arb, which seems really interesting. They're going to Freeze Dry.
All of Bimbo.
We get the
We do this because we light screen, yeah.
And then they're going to reveal Encore, which I think we should have probably realized that they would.
Well, we had Mental Herb on this, and then we took it off.
We're going to go hard Iron Moth into the Hydro Pump, which is a lot of damage.
This is a crazy read on their part, too.
We're going to Terra Poison. They're going to miss Hydro Pump because fuck you for running timer. We're going to get up our Agility. And we just Fiery Dance because there's no reason to Meteor Beam. We always break their sub. They Freeze Dry, which doesn't do a whole lot. Grassy Train is nice recovery for us in the meantime. They go into Moltres.
Wish we would have Meteor Beamed.
And I believe this was our Meteor. No, we just Sludge Waved.
Yeah, I don't think we ever clicked it.
I think we definitely clicked it, I think.
I don't think so, because we just get suckered, right? Yeah.
We do get suckered.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't know. I feel like we should.
No, because I was like, we should Meteor Beam. They're going to go Moltres. I remember.
Yeah.
Big
so
Giga Journey.
We get a lot of health back. Draco doesn't knock us out. And we get the Seed Sower up, which is nice.
And the funny thing is I don't think this KOs, right? Yeah, if I remember that. That's why they Volt instead.
So they Volt into Meow. We get up our Reflect. And now they can't kill us with... we have to go Tusk because they killed us with U-Turn. They go into Rotom. And I believe they Wisp us.
Yep.
We get up our Rocks, which is a little bit late. But this was not a good matchup. They're gonna hex us, which is good because we get extra stuff. They're gonna Volt, Aggravate Seed Sower again, and they go into Meow. And we Giga Drain. Oh yeah, we are Olive Bimbo. I completely forgot.
Oh, yeah, Olive Bimbo.
And then they click Axel. I think we thought they'd click U-turn, but then they clicked Axel, and we were like, oh. But they only hit us.
And they only got 2,
which
was
two,
awesome.
which was very good. Unfortunately, oh yeah, we actually sacked Tusk here. They clicked Axel again.
And they really should only just hit one time, to be fair. But
and they actually go into Rotom here. We just clicked Stone Edge though, because it hit everything.
Nice crit.
We did get a nice crit. They Volt Switch out. I think they thought Arb would come in, but we have no reason to like not just sack Tusk at this point. Hex will kill us, and then we get in our Arb. They're gonna Volt Switch, I think, into Mesper.
Meow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mesper, that's right.
As we reflect, we really should have just Giga Drain there because they Healing Wish.
Yep.
And they get their whole fucking Meowscarada back in, unfortunately. They do U-turn, which is interesting because I feel like they could have just Axled, but this was okay because now we don't get enough health back and they can just U-turn
Yep.
and kill us. And we will end up losing the game, but it's whatever. I feel like we didn't have the best matchup. We also played pretty poorly, but it really wasn't because we were playing bad on purpose. It's just because timer. And I think at some point we had 30 seconds left for like the end of the game for the most part.
I think it was at one point we were at 10.
Yeah, we were at 10 seconds for quite a while, so we had to just kind of click buttons. And sometimes we just didn't see our outs. I don't really know if we had an opportunity to win. I think going hard Moth was probably why we lost. But you know what?
Well, it was a good read on them
They
because
did.
we
They
definitely
did
expected
miss
freeze
Hydro,
dry.
I think 3 times. So fair enough. But yeah, we do end up making playoffs though. We went 2-1 plus 4. And we get matched up into Kaz and Eeper, who brought Iron Bundle, so we are facing yet another fucking Iron Bundle. Terra Heatran, Galarian Slowking, Terra Rillaboom, Baxcalibur, and another Galarian Weezing. They end up being water. They end up being water on Heatran. I think fire.
Yes.
Which was
Yep. And then they left a Terra Ditto at home and a Halucha, but we kind of figured Halucha would not come into our team.
Yeah, not until like Weezing zapped us.
And you know our team members now, so you see the 6 we brought. So we obviously didn't bring Arb, and we did not bring Moth, Brittany Sears.
Yeah, Moth, we considered just not bringing it because we assumed Heatran would just wall the shit out of it anyways. There's nothing Moth could really do that beat Heatran, but also didn't lose to like Rillaboom. So we just chose to leave it behind, and I think we made the right decision because I think all the mons we brought were pretty necessary regardless.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about our sets, you can.
Because, I mean, even if Heatran was, like, knocked out early, they still had enough things to kind of cover around Moth. So, yeah, we brought Protective Pads Tusk, so that way we don't get Rocky Helmet chipped by either Heatran or the G-Weez. Mm-hmm. And we're Headlong, Heavy Slam, Close Combat, and Rapid Spin. And we're Max Jolly. I think there was, Speed Tie?
We Speed Tie get back.
The Baxcalibur, that's right. And then, so we're Max Attack Jolly. And then that's our great clips. Our 2 Zesty Zapdos is Yachi Offensive. Still a lot of HP, 192 HP, but then 164 in Special Attack. And we're Volt Switch, T-Bolt, Hurricane, and Roost. Then our Chien Pao Weavile is Protective Pads as well. Low Kick, Knockoff, Triple Axle, Ice Shard. Max Attack Adamant with a lot of HP. We chose not to even worry about Bundle We chose not to worry about Halucha. We just decided to outspeed Baxcalibur, and that was it.
Because we assumed if they were gonna bring Lucha that they'd be outspeeding us, and if we were switching in Weavile on Unburden, we might as well, like, our only move is Shard anyways. So Adamant was by far the best bring, and their speed tiers were pretty piss poor. They went straight from like Lucha to Baxcalibur.
Yep, from 118 to 87. So it was a big gap.
So we could afford all that.
We have 1, 2, 3 Mons that were in between that gap, so it was kind of good. Then our Ba'awawa'a, Jiwis had a Shuka Berry, bring back the Misty Surge. That way we kind of just do our thing versus...
it is our Baxcalibur.
Max, yep. And because we're really Shuka Berry...
Because Baxcalibur actually beats it. But,
yeah,
okay.
right. But we had Pain Split, Strange Steam, Belch for our Shuka Berry to activate, Clear Smog, and then we were Relaxed Nature because we didn't care about the speed. Max Defense, Max HP, basically. Then our Beauty Powder was very interesting. We had some attack investment, but we were basically almost max HP. Careful Nature, 168 Spadef, and we were Custap, Endure, Endeavor, Liquidation, and then Mirror Coat. And then Cutie Cuts is running it back with the AV, Future Sight, Tachyon, Volts, Focus Blast, with like a lot of Spadef and a lot of speed, and then about 136 special attack.
Yeah. So in this game, this was our easiest lead to pick. As soon as I saw the matchup, I was like, Zapdos, Zapdos, Zapdos. And we just Volt on everything. And because of our Yachi, if they wanted to go bundle lead on us, we just Volt Switch. If they want to flip turn and get static paired, go ahead. If they want to Ice Beam, go ahead. They die. If they don't die, they flip turn. If they get static paired, good. If they go into Glow King on our Volt Switch, good. So we do lead Zapdos. Unfortunately for us, they led like the worst possible lead for us. And I guess maybe we could have seen it coming because they should be completely terrified of Zapdos.
And I think they led this in other games too.
I think Baxcalibur is like a pretty decent like surprise lead. They do Dragon Dance, and then they Earthquake into our Shuka as we clear Smog. And then they're gonna go into Heatran. We probably could have just Pain Split.
Pain Split, yeah, that's what we talked about.
You told me to Pain Split, but for some reason I feel like I was worried about them just clicking Earthquake again. Or
we still live.
Or they Dragon Dance because I think I was worried about them Dragon Dancing again because they could have, and then they could have just Earthquaked again because Strange Steam only did,
the next turn.
It did like 50. But yeah, they're gonna Magma Storm into us. They didn't miss, unfortunately. And they're gonna Terra Water on our Empower Gem us, and we clicked Liquidation. I feel like we could have.
We should have clicked a Mirror Coat. Yeah.
Mirror Coat would have done more for sure. They could have also swapped out, but I guess they didn't need to.
We live on one though.
But we live on one. They actually high rolled us on the first one. So we were like, you know what? We probably live this next one. I think we literally lived on one. So we Endeavor, which is good.
If it wasn't for Magma Storm, we would have activated Custap too, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, we did have Custap. So yeah, we Volt Switch on Baxcalibur.
Yeah, so yeah, they saw we went Scarf there. We went T-Bolt into Volt Switch.
But because their Earthquake did 37 before, they know that Earthquake will kill us now, and they get a free kill. Now we go into Weavile, because Weavile actually always lives a hit. Because of Misty Terrain, Scale Shot is not their click. They have to click either Icicle Spear or Earthquake. So I guess they were just going for like double crit or something.
Yeah, we had 160 HP in Weavile, otherwise this never happens.
Oh yeah, that is probably also, like, if they got one crit and we were just like a normal Weavile, we probably died. But yeah, we get our knockoff. And they go into Bundle, and they actually click U-turn. But I think we thought they'd flip, so we went into Crown. Or even if they didn't flip, they could have like Ice Beamed. Or Hydroed.
Only we went Zapdos and had the balls and got the static.
I actually feel like Hydro is like very free into us, so I was like, oh, they'll just do that. They go into their Rillaboom, which is kind of bad for us. and we Volt Switch. They have no bulk, or they have like so much bulk on this Rillaboom.
Yeah.
Because everything
Max
that
HP.
everything that we have that is slower just does not run speed. Like Wheezing does not run speed. Like pretty much at this point, I feel like in Gen 9, if your speed stat is like 85 or lower, like there's no reason to run speed. So yeah, they do end up we do Volt Switch into Tusk here. I think we knew that they click Knock, so Tusk was pretty free, and I
that
think
told us that they're banded now.
Tusk was our least valuable mon, and yeah, we do know that they're banded. So we have a very free Heavy Slam here. Because fuck Wheezing. I don't even think they're like very defensive Wheezing. I don't think we calc.
No. We didn't worry about it once we saw that.
Yeah, we didn't even fucking care.
But losing the pads was unnecessary. I mean, you know, it didn't matter there.
Yeah.
We go to sack Weavile.
Yeah, we sack Weavile.
Actually, pause real quick. Forgot to mention this. So, because we switched into cutie cuts, if we would have, I mean, we assumed flip turn. So otherwise, we could have Terra'd our Weavile, which was Terra Fighting. I forgot to mention that. Terra Fighting Weavile. And if we lived that U-turn, and we could have punished anything that came in with a knock.
Yeah.
But we assumed flip turn, so we were like, Weavile always dies.
The crazy thing is that this was Terra preview, so they knew that we were Terra Fighting Weavile.
And they still chose to.
I can't believe they clicked U-turn.
And we have a Zapdos with static.
And they should have known that our Weavile was like HP invested because they clicked fucking Icicle Spear into us. So why the fuck they clicked U-turn earlier, I have no clue. But anyway, they did get the play right though, so I can't be too mad. We do Volt Switch because Bulking is like pretty obvious, and I think we were very
physically
confused.
Bulky.
We were very confused with what this Bulking was, I think.
Yeah, I think we had like some weird like low roll, but with no bulk for them. Especially, it was like max physical bulk bold. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It was weird. We tried calculating different things.
Yeah, and the way that they brought it in made me think that they were a Shuka Berry. I think we both agreed that we thought it was Shuka.
Yeah.
So we didn't go into Tusk. Tusk could have been an okay play. Actually, I feel like at that point we should have just went Tusk, actually. Because there's no reason to keep Tusk around for these two, right?
Yeah, true.
I guess we should have thought
about it. And if they get their Shuka, they get their Shuka. But
we should have thought about it, but it's okay.
So now they get the freest chili of their life.
Yeah, they go back into Rillaboom and they go back to full because of Grassy. But now we Volt Switch into Tusk.
And then they make the right play.
They do make the right play. They would hammer. We get in our Zapdos for free though, and we can click Hurricane. Unfortunately, we are going to miss because it's Hurricane. And they get Grassy Terrain Healing. We do 43% and
then they T-Wave. They thought we Volt
T-Wave thinking that we Volt into Crown. However, we Hurricane again. We missed the KO, so we like low rolled, and they get a Power Gem off, which really sucks.
We needed to not have that miss, but unfortunate.
We could not afford that miss. So unfortunately, a bundle's gonna come in. We are a Yachi
and we
Berry.
find out it's Specs.
We find out that there's Specs. So
yep.
But we do have like somewhat of a play.
And we kind of talked about potentially if we'd have went Crown there and scouted it with Specs, then we can just freely Tachyon.
We needed to, I think, just bring in Crown more. But yeah, I'm gonna game that over. So yeah, they're gonna Ice Beam. Tachyon will kill. Crown gets a KO. Rillaboom's gonna come in, and I think the only way we beat Rillaboom is if we double crit. Yeah, double crit with a KO'd. But they're going to knock off, and it does end up being a really close game. And also, if Zapdos was just at, like, 6 to...
60...
I think if we were...
64? it was like 664. I think we would always lived.
Min roll is 64. We would have
needed... Oh, the 63, 73, yeah. And I know we kind of talked about afterwards that, if we'd have got a chance to...
Either that or if we were like max special attack, we would have KO'd Slowking. And it wouldn't even have been a question. But we ran Bulky.
This was brutal.
Yeah, this was a very brutal loss because I feel like we got a little bit gypped But I mean, like there wasn't like too much hacks. You should expect one of these 3 hurricanes to miss. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It just sucked that it had to be the first one because I think Hurricane into T-Bolt would have KO'd because of
Yep.
they got an extra turn of grassy terrain, so they got a little bit lucky with that.
And then we Pain's play with G-Weez into the heat trend. I mean, there's little plays, but I don't think we played bad.
Things, but I don't think we made like a horrible play. What was the one that I thought of earlier? It was
At the end, switching into cutie cuts. Oh, was it the?
Oh, because they chillied here. Oh, okay. So it should have been on here. We should have just volt switched into Tusk. That is, I think, our misplay.
And if they were Shuka, they're Shuka. They, you know.
Yeah, if they're Shuka, they were Shuka. If we got some chip on Rillaboom, then good.
And if we were Scarf on Zapdos, then I mean, we basically kind of win. But
yeah, Scarf Zapdos also won because I think we considered either Scarf or like Agility.
Yeah.
That was like one of my first thoughts, but I was like, you know what? We don't need to because Yachi could bait the bundle into clicking a move.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can't prep for everything, you know. And yeah, this is our playoffs match, and we do end up losing. And we went 2-2 plus 3, I think. Just barely losing to this Rillaboom. But I think we played well in most of our games. I think our worst play was how we played Iron Moth in this game.
Oh, yeah.
I think we were like way too...
But it was... yeah.
Well,
if we just Terra Blast again, then we were okay, so, you know.
Yeah, it's just always like the unknowing. But yeah, I think we made a really good team. If we did duos again, I would be happy to do it with Mr. Wisdom here.
Yes, and same goes for you, Wacka Wacka.
Hell yeah. And I think we had a pretty good team. My biggest regret with the team, and I talked about it like quite a bit in the last week, I think Weezing is fucking garbage.
Yeah, we probably should have went like Fez and Skibidi, but then we would have
at least Fez could U-turn on this fucking Heatran.
But yeah, we could have like air balloon Fez, and it would basically
to be fair, Fez would have lost to Bax Caliber. Weezing at least didn't lose immediately.
Yeah, and we had the terrain. We brought it 2 out of the 4 games.
Yeah, Misty Surge was pretty clutch. But it was like Weezing felt horrible to prep with, I feel. And we didn't even need the poison type. We could have just grabbed like a lower tier fairy or something. But it's, you know, stuff happens, so. The rest of our team was pretty good, and I think our end of season stats, I suppose, we did our Tusk died in every game that we brought it to.
Yeah.
Crown died in every game we brought it to.
Yeah.
And our Balova died in every game we brought it to.
Yay, which is only 1.
I mean, yeah, but still. But our Tusk ended up with 5 KOs, 4 deaths. Zapdos got 2 KOs, both in, I think, the last game. Weavile got 4 KOs. Weezing did nothing because it's shit. Ironmouth got 2 KOs. Crown got 3 because it got a KO on Palafin with Wave Crash. Araquanid got 2 KOs with the Choice Band. And Arb got 2 KOs, actually, in our last game. So, all in all, I think we did good. We had a good team. I think Weavile was very strong. Tusk was... I think Tusk was a lot better than I thought it would be. Because the first time I used Tusk, I thought it was like an utter disappointment. I was like, this thing like is allergic to flying types. But it helped that we had Zapdos paired with it. So I like that. Crown was also a little bit disappointing. I think Metagross potentially could have been better, but Crown did what it needed to do. Araquanid did pretty good as well. I like Weavile. Moth kind of... Moth didn't really like do too much.
Yeah,
I mean,
nothing
like,
crazy.
It won this end game, but Weavile also. No, Weavile couldn't have done it. And I guess only Moth could have won this end game. Or Araquanid. But yeah. That's kind of all I have to say. Do you have like any closing thoughts?
I don't know. This was fun, but sometimes I feel like it might be stressful. I mean, it's fun to prep with other people on this like same team.
I know you thought it was very stressful prepping with me. I think for the second game, because I was like,
the
oh,
second game was a little
we
bit
could do blah blah
crazy.
blah blah. Oh no, wait, we can't.
I remember what we tried to do. What was the Araquanid thing we were trying to do?
We were trying to run a power split.
That's what it was.
Oh, and then the thing with Moth in this battle too, we wanted to run Choice Specs Terra Fire for the unaware mons. Because Overheat did a lot, but then if we clicked Overheat again to like Moon, then we were like, then what?
Yeah, then we just lose.
And then we die. But it was okay. Polyedex as well. I don't even think we mentioned that before.
No, but I mean, mixed feelings. I like it sometimes, not all the time.
Polyedex is like alright. It's just like when you're drafting, you're like, oh, there's no removal like at all. Like it just kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, we had defog on Giwis and Rapid Spin on Tusk, and that was it.
We basically were like, we need to get a spinner around one. It's either going to be Tusk Treads or Terrapagos. And I'm happy about Tusk. Tusk was so much fun. It died in every game, but it did the damn thing in every game.
That's for sure.
It heavy slammed the wheezing.
Yeah.
But this video is going to be like an hour long, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Wisdom, for joining me.
Thank you.